São Paulo State, and also working with a project in Brazil that we are, I am coordinating the technical part. So we have, usually we divided the project here in 3 parts: the diagnosis, the pre-registration, the registration, that we develop all the documents, and the post-registration. But I think that is it. I have a little bit experience in innovation and management of some projects in this area, but usually focus in agricultural technology or education systems, okay? So, and now a little bit about our, let's see, I'm gonna stop to present, and then I'm gonna introduce our first talker, that's Professor Ganesh Hingmire. Professor Ganesh is a renowned intellectual property enthusiast and a winner of 2 consecutive National Intellectual Property Awards in 2015 and 2016, given by the Ministry of Commerce, the Government of India. He is the head of Intellectual Property Rights Council at Chamber India, and also a mentor in IPR and GI advisor at Baramati Incubation Center and NIIT Jalandhar, Punjab. This is a state of India.
Yes, Punjab is a state.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Yeah, so Professor Ganesh has completed his Latin Legal Magister from UK after completing the Bachelor of Laws from ILS Law College in Pune, and has a science degree in chemistry. He's also completed the Master field in Economics from University of Pune, and we can see the bigger producers and then all the contribution that he is made in the IPR area. But I think that for the most important, we are going to share the biography with all of you. But he has worked, he chose to work in the area of community IP rights, in geographic indication, and it makes it also a tool for economic growth in India. That it's a really important point. He worked as an expert of international projects called A Tale of GI in India. That is really interesting. Supported by the European Union and the government of India. And he has worked also for 84 GIs. Is out of 29 are already registered, right? He continues, he works with only one thing in mind: miles to go before I sleep. And well, we would like to thank you very much, Professor Ganesh, to be here with us. And now we're gonna talk with Alagu. So Alagu Niranjan, thank you again to be here with us and to have this time to share a little bit of your experience. So Dr. Alagu Niranjan is currently working as a researcher fellow in the Center of Research on Innovation and Science Policy in
Hyderabad. Okay, no problem.
Hyderabad, India.
Yes.
He earned his PhD in Agricultural Extension Education from ICER, National Dairy Research Institute in India too. His doctoral research focused on geographic indications in India, in special emphasis in agri-food products of Tamil Nadu, a state of India. For the past 4 years, he has been actually writing on research and policy issues, some GIs in India. And additionally, on all of this beautiful work, he contributes to the ASA network. That's a professional network of South Asia agricultural extension professionals. So it's a pleasure to introduce you both. Thank you again to be with us. And we're gonna start I'm gonna invite Professor Ganesh to start. You can share if you wanna, Professor. And I'm going to ask of all participants to wait the final speech to start with the question, okay? So we can start with the chat if you prefer, or the participants to do the questions, or after we can open the microphone and then. Okay, Professor Ganesh.
Thank you very much, Paula, and for an opportunity to share the Indian experience about the GI. There is a small corrections in the introductions that I have worked for 89 GIs from 7 states in India. Out of that, 61 are accepted and registered. So I unfortunately, I think I have forwarded an old profile to Alagu. It's my fault. Kindly accept my apology for that same. Now, let me share my PPT so we could be in a much better position to understand the Indian scenario, and particularly from my own side, that what kind of experience I have had for this geographical indication. Particularly last more than say 21 years, I'm exclusively working in this field. So how I'm working, a little introductions I'll share in the beginning. Then what kind of GIs I have registered. Then the third, what is an impact of these various GIs on community in general and nation at large. So I'm really thankful to Alagu Niranjan ji and all of you for an opportunity to discuss this subject. So now let me start with my presentation. I think you need to. Can you see my presentation? Paolo, can you see my presentation?
Yeah, Professor Ganesh, it's okay.
Is it moving? Is it moving?
It's moving,
Great.
Yeah.
So
right.
I would like to call this experience presentation in the form of GI revolutions, what we began at my individual level, so in India, and how it took a shape. So here is the GI revolution in the we began in 2003 when I came back to India, and the Honorable President of India encouraged me through a letter, and our journey for the GI began. Then in 2005, we got enrollment, particularly as an agent. Now, let me take you all to the very short information about the geographical indication registry in India. We have enacted GI Act as a sui generis system from TRIPS agreement. You all know that TRIPS agreement, trade-related aspects of intellectual property right, under the WTO regime. And then our GI Act came into force in 2003, and the first GI registered in India was Darjeeling tea. Immediately, I applied for the GI agent to work for the GI, and in 2005, I got official letter from them. Now, these are the various news. I am not going to talk much about it, but I will share those news. However, title it's somehow a self-explanatory that how we began as an activity for GI, and recently India celebrated Amrit Mahotsav, that is a 75th years of independence, and then we had this goal in our mind to work at least 75, and fortunately I had an opportunity to achieve the goal, and then many newspaper cover about these various activities covered. Now let me start with the experience what I have had about the GI registration. So I've narrated in a precise manner about the Geographical Indication Act is separately enacted in India because of the TRIPS agreement. I, as a individual, being a professor, being a practitioner in intellectual property right, and of course, decided to work exclusively on the geographical indication. I registered the first GI in 2007. So it was a Puneri Pagdi, a headgear. you all know there are different type of headgears available throughout the world. So convocation hood for the Britishers. So like you can see that I'm standing among the students with red headgear. That is a Puneri Pagdi. It's a symbol of intellectual. It's a symbol of wisdom. It's a symbol of heritage. So with the help of students, how we began GI registration, there's a different story, and like it was a great success as well as. So when I came back to India, I started teaching this subject to the students with their help only. After 5 years, with their help only, we registered the first GI called Puneri Pagdi, and you can read on left side there is a English news, and on the right side there is a Marathi, that's a regional language news. So we registered as a GI of this headgear, and this headgear created a history. Today, around say half million students are now, that's 5 lakhs what we locally says. It's now will use that headgear because of the university. Our university, Pune University, made it a mandatory to some of to graduate. Instead of convocation hood, you can use the Puneri Pagdi as an headgear. So what is the success through this example? We first taught this subject to the students. We took them to the registration, what we can say practical hands-on experience. Then third, there is a success or to communities. Now they will prepare they'll produce more headgears, what we can call as a Puneri Pagdi, and that's ultimate result is more employment. Ultimate result is the protection of culture. Ultimate result is the protection of heritage. Ultimate result is the revenue. Ultimate result is a socio-economic growth had happened after this GI. That is my first experience. We all know that how the other countries like China and European Union registered GI and in thousands and thousands. And even after China, I would like to, I mean, this was a kind of a message to all of us, and that's why I'm sharing it with you all. That during the pandemic, European Union had 75 billion euro as a sale value. I mean, that's kind of a success they had, and we learned from them. And that's why even Paolo mentioned that I work for the project called A Tale of Geographical Indication in India in association with European Union. I worked on behalf of Government of India, and that's the ultimate, we can say, and a motivation and inspiration, or we can say that's some kind of a lesson from them, that we need to protect our communities' right and promote our communities' rights, and the whole world should be benefited from our unique product. That's what European Union did for their various products, including champagne, Scotch whiskies, Swiss chocolates, and all. So that's why I have decided to share this, and how they took their GI to the whole world. That's almost 1/5 of this amount is from the export side. So I would not talk about potential benefits, which you all know, you have already worked, but very precisely to the point side, that when we started work on the GI, we decided certain things about this to keep in mind to take it to the next level. Its first thing is about it's an intellectual property. Second, it should be rewarded with the premium price. It should help raise the income of the rural area, because you all know that India is an agrarian economy. The agriculture is a backbone of Indian economy, and more than 60% of the population still resides in rural area, and the rural areas economy need to be strengthened, and hence we have focused that geographical indication to get registered from the rural areas. So there is a income to the rural population, and then ultimately they will survive and they will further contribute to the global level. That was our objectives behind the registration. So we decided to understood the benefits of the GI, and accordingly we begin our journey. That is our success. And fortunately now, the journey what we begin from my place, which is at west side of an India, we took this GI revolution to the border in India, and these are the different products. Particularly, you'll find almost all, say 99% of these different products which we have worked at the border of India are tribals products. Now, coming back to the story which we began, and in between I decided to discuss about the GI, and now I'm coming back. So on left hand you can see the community, and further you will further find that mainly women artisans are involved in making of this Puneri Pagdi as a headgear. And that's why when I talked in the beginning with this example, I thought to create an interest that what is that, how it happened. So you can see on the right hand side during the convocation ceremony, the honorable vice chancellor and the chief guest were with the headgear called Puneri Pagdi. That was our first GI. Now, our experience in second farm, particularly for the farmer side, we have also registered a rice called Ambe Mohar. The Ambe Mohar local name that can be interpreted, that's a blossom of mango. The particularly you can say it smells like a blossom of mango. That's why it is called as a Ambe Mohar. How we did it and what we need to do, we understood, after the research we understood that particularly concept, like okay, the GI benefit, about the GI, about the various opportunities available in the GI, we need to take them to the farmer community. So we started with these small group meetings, and we took our whatever the law, whatever the benefit, whatever the opportunities on the GI to them. And that's why you can see on the right hand side the photos indicates that a farmers group meeting. And then we continue, and that's a success story. This rice is in extinct stage. It's supposed to be vanished. It was a very old rice. It was particularly a traditional variety. However, because of the climate change and because of the certain duration, need an extension time, so farmers stopped taking this crop. However, we created awareness about the GI. We encouraged them, and particularly we provided them the traditional variety, that is seeds from the traditional seed of the traditional variety. And fortunately it got a success. Now we have a good number of farmers and good number of GI. So that was our excellent experience with respect to extinct GI called Ambemor rice, and it's available everywhere. There's another success story at my end which I'm sharing with you all about the raisin. Some of you may heard about dry fruit called almond or cashews, but there is an Indian traditional fruit that's a dry fruit basically from again tier 3 city called Sangli, and we have registered their raisin. And that raisin, after the GI registration, fetch almost 4 times. What we did, we exhibited these products in India International Trade Fair. So we made this product available to the public at large. That was a good experience. Public got to know then about the uniqueness of this product, and then they started giving the premium price to this product. So that was a great success after the GI registration, and this was an excellent story. Then the third next GI which I can quote here, and actually I know one story of the Brazil banana is reflected in WIPO, but this banana is from my side. I have registered this Jalgaon banana, and the result was, after the GI registration, this banana exported to the many countries. And the most important part which I would like to mention here, which I have quoted in the beginning of the presentation, that rural economy strengthening the rural economy. So here, a small village from this district called Tandalwadi, they particularly became a role model to many villages in India. They have exported huge number of banana to many countries. So after this magic happened only after the GI registration. Sorry, but before GI registration, we had tough time to convince the people, to organize them to form a legal entity. However, if you tell them that okay, there is a recognition to your unique product, there is a market to your unique product, there is a premium price to your unique product, then they will definitely be with you. So I had this excellent experience with respect to banana and many other products. So this is what the Jalgaon banana. And then the another success story which I would like to share with you as an experience from my side about the GI registration is Dahanu Golwad Chiku. After the GI registration, this Chiku, this sapota, what you scientifically or even English you can call it sapota, that gave lots of opportunity to new startup. So this fruit is actually from the Dahanu and Golwad. Those are the place situated in the state of Maharashtra. What the benefit received after the GI registration to this product is many startup begin in that area for particularly producing the byproduct. Say this product, this chiku, this sapota is perishable good, but you can make powder from this sapota, from this chiku. So some startup started producing the dry powder from this chiku. Some also started making chips from this chiku, and you can keep that chips for longer. So you will get all the benefit like more calcium content, which is naturally available in this chiku, to their byproducts like a powder or chiku. One gentle lady started chiku parlor, and she also started selling chiku wine from that particular area. So what is the message or experience what I have had? If you registered one GI and that GI is an agriculture GI, and that GI is carrying lots of nutritional values, then the byproduct of that particular GI, which may be a perishable, will give lots of opportunity in the form of an employment, in the form of a revenue, in the form of particularly exporting the product. I have particularly a news to share with you that this chiku after this GI got exported to many countries, and the ultimate benefit, what I could also say, that many farmers, almost 5,000 farmers came together from that area, and they are now started even agrotourism for this chiku. This is called chiku wadi, and they are attracting many colleges students to come and enjoy in their premises. So the experience about this GI is an excellent. This Indian GI is now serving to the whole world, because the chiku powder is also known as a baby powder. So this is another experience from my side. Then you all know mango, and particularly Indian mango. But you know Alfonso. However, apart from Alfonso, I also registered one product from the drought-prone area called Marathwada. And the unique part of this product, or uniqueness of this mango, is TSS, that total soluble sugar. It is much sweeter than the other similar kind of a mangoes. So after the GI registration, this mango is also exported to the USA, UK, Japan, and Gulf countries. This became a very support system to local farmer, and particularly this area is actually a backward area because of the very less amount of rain is available and less amount of water ultimately available. However, the ancestors from our side, from this particular region, they identified this unique product, and we registered that. While registering this product, we had a lot of challenges also, but fortunately we covered all the requirement, and fortunately this GI is registered, and now it's giving a foreign exchange to nation. I don't know how you people call this agriculture product tur dal. Nawapur is a complete tribal area from where we registered this product. Actually, even normal people are not aware about the GI. Tribal people are far away from the concept of the GI. But or we took our team particularly to the tribal areas. We convinced them. Then we collected the sample. We have tested the sample. We got information that the protein content of this dal is much higher than the available tur dal in the market. So we worked on this, and there is a traditional method. I don't know, you people we called it locally chakki. With the hand, with the help of hand, they polish this tur dal, and that's carry more protein content once you use the chakki circle to polish the dal, and then further the temperature of this chakki or circle is very less as compared to your the dal mills. So after the GI, the tribal people got immense benefit, and they have now their car. They have also acquired more land, and they have started making producing this dal in a much better manner, and also they started packaging unit in their own place. So you need not to migrate from your own place to particularly urban area. A rural economy need to be strengthened is the message through this GI success story. This experience is very important from Indian perspective. So the another rural product which we got registered is from again small village called Vaigaon. Turmeric, you all know, India is the great exporter of turmeric spices, what we can say, since ages. And then we have very good land, particularly suitable for a turmeric. And then amongst those lands, there is a small village from the Varda district, from where we have registered the turmeric. And this turmeric is unique. It's medicinal one, particularly curcumin content is more, you will find. And that's why we registered this GI. And now its demand is increased after the GI start. You all may love to this product called Mahabaleshwar strawberry, which is near to my place, basically 120 kilometers only away from my place. And the uniqueness of this product is 200 seeds you will find outside the fruit. And there is a heavy rainfall in the Mahabaleshwar. Because of that, this strawberry become a juicy. The soil, which is a red laterite soil in the Mahabaleshwar, gives more iron content to this strawberry. And the Mahabaleshwar is a hill station, so this strawberry become particularly the keeping quality of this strawberry is more than the other strawberry. We compared such kind of uniqueness with other strawberry, and we got it registered. Thereafter, we requested and they to our farm, eat strawberry freely as much as you wanted to eat. If a person like me, if I come from 200 kilometers or 130 or 40 kilometers plus, then I would prefer to stay in the Mahabaleshwar. And that exactly that had happened. From Mahabaleshwar, particularly from that particularly strawberry farms. They invited people, and then people once reach there, they will eat maximum 200 to 300 grams strawberry, but they will stay there, and then while coming back to the Mahabaleshwar, they will take couple of kgs strawberry from there. What is the best model? What is the best experience? What is the best outcome of this GI is agro-tourism. If a person like me, if I'm going from my place to Mahabaleshwar, I will stay. What does it mean? A more employment, local employment, revenue, a support system to the rural economy would be created. So that's the success story which I could covered in this strawberry. Then rice, I have worked for the 4 rice. I talked about the Ambemore. This is another non-basmati aromatic rice after the GI registration. This rice got a great demand, also premium price, and ultimate result, increase in the area of cultivation had happened in this village called Ajara. So ultimate good experience of this GI as well. Then this also Gansa rice also started exporting to other many countries. You all know last year the whole world particularly celebrated Millet Year, International Millet Year. The first millet in India registered fortunately by me called as a Mangalveda Jwar. And you can see on the left side the jwar, that's particularly a millet. It's an excellent quality and don't need much water. Then black laterite soil available in the Mangalveda, giving lots of uniqueness to this jwar. So we have registered this GI. This is a very rural area, and hardly few people are engaged in the producing Mangalveda jwar. But after the GI, those who migrated from Mangalveda remigrated to Mangalveda and started producing the jwar. Then ultimately they started giving the premium price to others. So that's the things. Coming back, how much time is there for me, Paulo?
Oh, I think that we are waiting like 20 minutes. But if you
How
want,
much?
I think maybe 5 minutes for you.
Okay.
It's okay.
Very quickly, I summarize the entire experience about our GI revolutions in India. How we begin. So we have started exhibiting GI products in various places. Like this is 2008. We started gifting the GI products to the various international forum. You can see on right hand side, I gifted Puneri Pagdi to Director General of WTO. On left side, we also gifted to the Secretary to the Commerce Minister. We have started small exhibition at various forum that has been resulted excellent awareness of the GI, and ultimate result in 2015 I received the first national award. Then consecutive second year also I received the second national award. Then we took farmers and their product, GI product, to the international forum. We took them to the Thailand. We exhibited their product. The European Union commissioner visited the stall. So we in short created good awareness for the Indian GI. The result was particularly the demand of these products from the international community. After having the information about the unique GIs, then they started giving the order. The best example is Konkum, that is Garcinia indica. As we continue with Great Mission, which is my organization's name, Great Mission Group Consultancy, many good people, renowned people like a CEO of Niti Aayog, which is a think tank of Government of India, tweeted about me in several forums. He called me as ambassador of the Great Indian Geographical Indication. We began IndianGI.com. Then we further took to the GI to the various small states like Jammu Kashmir. I particularly wrote books on GI and local language. That has also helped. The book is also made available in the audio form. So Governor of Maharashtra released my book. He also encouraged in various forum to us. Those recordings are available in my YouTube channel. So that's how the GI revolution is continue. We went to the rural part in northeast of India, and you can see I'm playing particularly Sherja. That's you can see the it's similar to the violin, but it's much better than the violin. Then also we had a field work about the textiles, and you can see on the left side that's folk dance, the traditional dance they are wearing, the tribal people are wearing, and I'm standing amongst them. So these are the unique products basically, and we went to rural areas. We identified those products, and we have filed their GIs, and those GIs are accepted. About liquor, which you know, champagne, scotch whiskey, etc. But we have much better nutritional alcoholic beverage like a Sur Jagran, that is actually rice beer, Chang from the Ladakh of Kashmir, Chao Gishi, and Maua. Those heritage drinks I have worked as for the GI, and it's almost received the GI. So about the European Union, which you know very well, wine and spirit, then agriculture products, and this data is there. So these are my all GIs, textiles related GIs. This is my traditional cuisines of India, where you can see on the left hand side the nafam. Nafam, the meaning is a fermented fish. You can keep this fermented fish for 3 years, and there is only a wood, that's bamboo. You can keep that for a longer period, and it's highly nutritional. Further, the keeping quality is much better. On the right, extremely right, you can see the woman is making a ranya roti. That's the most tasty roti without using the gas. It's a earthen pot which used to prepare this roti. So these are the different GIs what we have registered from India. It's now getting recognized. So these are our various link where you can read, where you can understand the contribution which is reflected in the various newspaper channels. I began also a channel to create an awareness among the local people in my regional language called Marathi, and we have more and more viewers to watch these videos, and you can also watch. I mentioned in the beginning, a tale of geographical indication is a project for which I have worked. So that is also available in YouTube. Our position paper, where we have demanded the Indian GI to get the international market, is also there in the WTO's website. You can click on Google, and then you will probably get an access to these various position paper which we have submitted. The ultimate result is that a voice for the rural India's products is now made at international forum, and then they have started considering that. This is our last year initiative, particularly a small videos of 5 minutes in local language we started about the GI. So the ultimate beneficiary, the community, should also know, alright, this is my unique product. Oh, this can fetch the more price, and that has to be presented in a lucid manner. And we began this initiative last year only, and we got excellent report. 86,000 viewers are there for this kind of initiative, this kind of videos which are promoting the GI at local level. So our state-wise contribution, you can see I work more in my place, my state called Maharashtra. However, I also work for the Assam and other states. So this is our community, different community. You can say agriculture communities contribution from my end is more. Then second is tribal and artisans weavers on GI. So this is how I've been protecting the border of India. This is my GI map. Like this is my state. You can see Pune is my place, is my city. but I worked for the entire state with 52 GIs and now fetching the great premium. This is a very important experience and success story at our end. After this, particularly GIs, we requested government of Maharashtra, that is our state government, to procure these GIs, and they have started procuring this GI with 30 to 40% premium price, and almost 11 registered GIs are now procuring by government with premium price, and started proper branding, and those products are in great demand now after 2 years. So with this, let me summarize that my GI mission, which we began in 2003 through the motivation from the President of India, now reach at level of 89 GIs from the 7 states. This is very small number. We need to increase, and we are trying hard, and we will make sure that India will be a global GI map with more and more success story at rural level, at urban level, and at global level. With this, I'm thankful to Paula, I'm thankful to the organizer, thankful to the Alagu Niranjan for an opportunity to share my personal experience for Indian GI experience to you all. Before I conclude, let me tell you all that GI Act in India can be it's particularly applicable to 3 categories: agricultural goods, manufacturing goods, and natural goods. So agriculture goods, we have discussed about the various, chiku, banana, etc. For textile goods, manufacturing goods, and natural goods, you all know Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is built with the help of marble called Makarana marble, and that Makarana marble is also registered GI from India as a natural GI. With this, again, thank you very much for an opportunity to discuss this subject. Thank you very much.
Ganesh, thank you for the amazing presentation and share all these beautiful histories. I think that now we have the feeling that, wow, we would like to have more days to enjoy all this experience that you are sharing. But I would like to see if you can share the presentation or part of this. Okay.
I wouldn't mind to share the whole page presentation.
Okay. And then I can send for everyone because. Okay, thank you.
And you can publish an article there that how a success journey, like you think globally, act individually.
Yeah,
that's a message. So I studied this subject UK. I took this subject to my country, and not only at national level, but I took it to the rural level, and then from rural to now again taking it to the global level, because there is a great demand of the chiku powder as a baby powder. So we may serve the whole global with the the calcium, the natural calcium powders.
Yeah.
So that's how the circle is created, and I think that's maybe a good example for the rest of the world, and maybe a good initiative.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that we already have some questions, but I will ask Alagu to present before we open for everybody talk. Okay, so thank you again, Ganesh. Was wonderful. It's beautiful, the presentation in your experience, and congrats for all this motivation that you have already shown us for GI in your country in the global level. So Alagu, please, if you wanna share some presentation, now it's your time. And thank you again, Alagu, to come and join us.
Yeah, can you see my presentation?
Yeah, you wanna try to move just to be if it's okay? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning once again. And I must thank your director, leader, then Paula and Breno for inviting us and share our experience. And maybe after seeing my policy brief, which was exactly titled this way only, like geography indications for agri-food products, what extension can do. After seeing that, the leader told me that he got request from the researchers to share the Indian experience. So I think it's a great pleasure and honor to share my research experience. And Sir Ganesh already covered most of the works, field level works, what is done. Now I'm going to tell about the policy level things, because the policy brief was the focus. Then again, the field level cases was the second focus. So now the first focus of cases are done. Now we are getting into the policy focus. So again, everybody now, as Ganesh introduced everything about GI. GI is a product which comes from an area which has quality, reputation, and other characteristics which is sticking to that area, which is attributable. So the main function of GI is to protect the quality, reputation, and the characteristics of the product. When we see again the same figures, but some little global figure I'm trying to give here. India registers under 3 categories: agri-food, natural, and handicrafts. And we have registered around 573 GI goods. And our previous registrar of GI told once in a press that more than 4,000 products we have eligibility. Maybe more than that. It is a rough estimate by his own understanding of our country. So from this, we can see there is a very big potential to register more, like Germany or else China, which registers thousands. Their registrations are in thousands. So the potential is there. This is the status, and we will have potential in each country similarly. When I started exploring the Indian GIs, when from a researcher point of view, not from a practitioner point of view, I noticed there are few issues in GI, because since Ganesh Hingmire was there for Maharashtra, he could able to do so much to the public and the community, because he was driven by his own motivation, and he was educating the farmers how to use, and he was telling, meeting the stakeholders, meeting governor, meeting many public bureaucrats, and telling and taking the rural to the top level of the hierarchy. But in many cases, especially in Tamil Nadu, we cannot see such strong work of GI, the grassroots level work, we cannot see. So when I explored in Tamil Nadu, it is the state where I studied my PhD research with more focus. I found 3 major issues. The one major issue is there are many stakeholders involved in the GI system. Only few are active, or else mostly many of them are not active. So when I studied, I listed there are around 12 stakeholders, which they are presented here in the stakeholders involved thing in a shuffled manner, and they have different functions. First, registration function, that is what many of the activists do. After registration, some people will not follow as Ganesh do. Ganesh continuously followed and made the product reach global markets, like taking the farmers to foreign trade meets. So that is a very great thing. But in many cases, that will not happen. So some people will end up with the registration itself. So there are many stakeholders involved: GA registry, which is our organization which registers, and a proprietor, which is who's an applicant, and a consulting group which evaluates, and the producers, and many people involved. So in this cases, there are 12 people involved, and they must be working in tandem so that the ultimate benefit is gone to the real beneficiaries who are the producers of the commodity. That is the first thing. So all key stakeholders must realize their responsibilities. That is the first issue. And the issue is there in the field that many people are not aware that they have GI. Those kind of issues I could notice during my research time. And lack of awareness, that is the second issue. Many of the proprietors also did not know, in Tamil Nadu especially, when I interacted with them, they were not knowing how to use GI. You can see the GI logo at the corner, top corner. This logo is given to the products which got GI, which when we are authorized user, when producer is an authorized user, he can use, he or she. But this logo itself, people were not aware. Then third question is quality, how we are maintaining the quality, whether the product is the product which I consume from in the name of GI, whether it is a good quality product or not, that question. So these are the three key issues when I visited and when I studied the GI in India, but more focused on Tamil Nadu, I found this. And as an extension, agriculture graduate, I found extension systems can help in this activity, because the most of the activities needed to fix the problems can be addressed to the extension systems, and every country has an extension system. What is extension and advisory services? It is a different set of activities which helps the farmers to improve their skills, technical skills, organization skills, management skills, and in order to improve their livelihoods and well-being. It is a very broad objective of social objective, like bring the people up. That is the objective of extension and advisory services, and those who provide extension and advisory services are extensionists. So we call it that way. In various countries, we have different terms for calling people who does this work. When I talk about extension and advisory system in India, we have plenty of people who serve farmers, serve the people in the rural areas. First one is state departments. The federal structure allows the state department to carry out the extension activity. Then state agriculture universities. We have around 70 agriculture universities. Then third, ICR institution. This ICR stands for Indian Council of Agricultural Research. This is a central research and academic body which controls all agriculture and research activities across the country. I graduated from one of the ICR research institute only, which has a university degree giving provision also. Then commodity boards. For example, tea board, which got GI, first GI for Darjeeling tea, which is a world-renowned tea product. And NGOs and CSOs, civil society organizations, also involved in doing these activities, and private extension services. So the connection is there is a problem with regard to the functioning of GI, and there is an agency that is agricultural extension and advisory services. It can be agriculture, it can be livestock, it can be forestry, it can be rural. So these advisory services people can help in various ways. That is, first one is first, before getting into the developing the producer's capacity, the who gives the service, who advises the people should be capacitated well. So their capacity development should be done. First solution. For that, we have so many institutions in India level, and we can get the help from WTO or else WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, Origin, like international organizations, networks, to enhance the capacities of Indian extension services. Second, the institutional infrastructure to support. We, as Brazil has, we also have a very large structure of institutions which reaches all across the country. So as ICR has around 731 KVKs, those are farm science centers, which is located almost in every district. So it can cover every villages. That level of penetration is there. So those structures can be used to give solutions to the GI. GI needs advocacy. GI needs negotiation, because one farmer, one producer and another producer may not agree with each other. That time we need a negotiation. We need a peacemaking process should be there. And if at all there is a court related proceedings need to be started for misappropriation or non-conformity problems, that time also we need a proper advisor. So in that space can be the institutional infrastructure which government has can be utilized, because the GI is a public good. Unlike a private good, mostly the owner will be very much concerned about protecting that compared to the public good. Public good is usually who the good leader takes care of that. If there is no leader, the public good will be not that much utilized or else protected. So for that, we need definitely we need an intermediary to just advance the GI support. Then now recently government of India is much more focused on traditional and cultural products and values. So they are providing funds and things, grants for promoting and registration of GI. So that money, in for example, recently Tamil Nadu government has given 5 lakh rupees. It will be around 400 USD, 4,000 US dollars for registration of one GI in the state. So they gave grant for 15 GIs. In a mission mode, they are trying to register. Our concern is after registration, it is just for registration. After registration also, what are the things to be done also should be discussed. But the fund is there, the grant is there to be utilized. So the right person should utilize. So if extension and advisory services, especially the innovation brokers can do, it will be good. Then use of GI products as a gifts. As Ganesh mentioned, he has been advocating that. He took his pagadi to universities. Now in convocation they are using instead of traditional headgear. So these are the solutions which can be implemented when we face such issues. All GIs may not face issues, but majority of GIs are facing. So, and with this, I thank you all so much. And I think now if there is a question, and I can answer.
Thank you, Alagu. Oh, you have a lot of, I think that now we can realize how close we are with the structure and also with issues and challenges. So that's really interesting, that all the structure that you show us, and also the experience that you have in it, because sometimes we are looking for some solutions for our challenges and issues, and then maybe I think that we can talk later about this.
Yes, definitely.
Improve especially the connection between these actors, right?
Yeah, yeah. Especially we need to work hard and about making them realize that it is their function. Like if in the hierarchy level, the local village level, the owners should realize what I should do to protect my product, what I should do to take my product to the global market. It is unlike Ganesh, many people do not put their mind into the business rather than just registering and making numbers. Many of the GIs are not even known across the country. Like we are 1.4 billion people and we have 500 products, and people don't know the product of unlike very few products they realize, like 10 or 15 they may be knowing. Other than that, it will not move away from their own territory, like the village or else the district or else the state. Then we need to take the product to global wings. We may have to link the producers with many actors so that they will. And I really understand your work is totally on this. I understand. I just gone through your website, and innovation, technology, commercialization, everything. Totally the real issue. I understand. Yeah, they will do.
So, Breno, what do you think about? We would like. Well, thank you again, Alagu. We are going to start with the questions now.
Yeah.
I think that we have in the chat. We have one for Ganesh, and maybe another for both, or maybe Alagu, because we're talking more about the structure. Okay. So I'm going to read here for everybody. I don't know if everybody is looking at the chat. So, Professor Ganesh, the first question is about Manuel Fernandes Silva Souza is doing the question, is making the question. So, were the economical, social, political, and technological effects observed after the recognition of the GIs for the region? How was the data verified?
I can divide these questions to best of my ability. Please, were the economic. So economic economic observations I can cover here is the premium price we receive for the GI after the GI. Then our many products are exported. Because of that, foreign exchange we have reserved. Then about the social observation, I can say respect towards that product has been increased, because it not become just a product, it's become a ancestral's property. That's what we say, our forefathers' patent. So there is some kind of a more social attachment has been observed. Yes, politically also effect has been observed, that many chief ministers are now putting these products on their particular social media and saying that, okay, this is from my place. So there are certain observation also for the political end. Yes, technological effect, we wanted to like tracing, the GI product tracing is a big issue that we are trying to resolve about through the help of the technology. Like QR code we have introduced initially, but then GPS system, and then further we would like to take the more help with the satellite. So that is yet to be happen. However, those are on the agenda to utilize for the better connection between the consumer and the producers. So that is where then how was the data verified? Basically, that is where we are trying to use the technology. But as I mentioned, these are the many rural products and need a lot of efforts, and we will do that in due course of time.
Thank you, Professor Ganesh. We have another question. Fernando Villanova. No, sorry, the chat goes up. George Tonieto. He asked, there are in India cahier de charge for each GI, specifying the requirements to qualify the GI product. Here in Brazil, we have something called Caderno de Especificações, the book of specification. I guess he's trying to ask to you if there's something in India structure about specifying the quality rules for a product, or the right way to construct or to perform a craftsmanship or something like that.
Whatever I can understand, I can quote that. Of course, GI is a quality tag. Without quality, you won't get any recognition in the form of a GI tag. However, our GI form, that is what we can call GI1 form, that is application form, the GI registration, where you will have to cover everything. There are 10 points which you have to cover in the application. It includes the uniqueness. So maybe it is a similar to your system, like what uniqueness you have. Say for an example, when you talk about the curcumin, then you have to talk about the medicinal value of the curcumin, maybe a uniqueness, maybe a specialty, maybe a reputation, or maybe a identity of that particular place. And then we have to connect with the geography, like why there is more curcumin or why there is a uniqueness to that particular product. So that you have to mention in the beginning in the application itself. And then you have to support with the documents. When you say more curcumin, you'll have to support with the laboratory reports. So that system we have in India. So instead of, I think that language I cannot pronounce well, but a reputation, uniqueness, identity, specification has to be covered in the application itself.
Yeah, and I'll add one more information. And along with the application, as Ganesh told, there is 10 components we have to fill. In that, there is an inspection body at the local level, which comprises of local people, maybe the department people, the experts from the agriculture, in case of agriculture product. We will have a committee with 5 or 6 members. They are responsible for maintaining the quality as per the GI, Indian GI application, the requirements. So after the registration, many of the cases we see the inspection committee is not that active, but it's a prerequisite. We have a system, but may not be that efficient, because as we saw, the stakeholder realizing the responsibility is weak in many cases. So we are unable to do that. But the specifications are done when the application is done. We give the quality related thing, everything, the uniqueness, reputation, and related with the scientific evidence as well as the historical facts. It will be done during the time of application itself. So that will be that is a status quo should be maintained by the inspection committee or the body which is constituted when the application is filed. Or else, if there is an already existing mechanism also, that is fine. The GI in India works like that.
Thank you, Alagu. Thank you, Ganesh. We have another question. Tarina Unzer. What recommendations can you offer to encourage GI creations from producers in small rural regions of Brazil?
I can say, yeah, please go.
No, sir, you proceed. Yeah, next time.
I recommend a regional language. The literature should be made in the regional language first. That is first recommendation. Then you'll have to create, the more and more awareness about the benefit took by the international GIs, particularly big GIs like a Champagne. So there has to be encouraged with the success stories of other GIs. So sorry. Sorry. So that's there are a number of recommendations, but I can say at least these two. One at local level, that regional literature. As I said, I have written more than 200 articles in my local language. Then further, we have written a book local language on GI. It has created a lot of good impact. So I think that may be reflected in your own in Brazil, may be helpful to Brazilian. Agadu, you may please add.
I think that's it. I was also about to talk about it. You just tell that my product is unique. My product has that ability to, which is already known out inside. We have to keep talking about it in various forms. It can be writing, it can be social media. So through that, we can encourage the people to know about our local product, which has quality and other attributes of GI. Through that, we may fetch more income and the potential benefits of GI, because those are potential benefits. Until we work, there is no guarantee, because it is potential. It is not a guaranteed benefits. So talking, writing will be much more appreciated. Thank you.
I have some more to add to Niranjan ji, you can involve them emotionally, not only economically. You tell them this is a cultural symbol. This is a heritage of your place. This is your forefathers' patent. They have invented, they have identified that particular product is from your place. So do not just inform them about the economic benefit, social benefit, but emotional attachment need to be reflected in your conversation on that.
Paula, I guess we have no more questions. Do you have anyone with you?
Yeah, so I have a lot of more. I think that we are gonna planning a second round about this conversation. Was so exciting because we have here a lot of people that it's working, you know, with GIs. Some of them already are producers, so for us it's really interesting. All the structure, know a little bit about the structure, the challenge that you are facing, and also the success case that you show us. But I have one question just to, we have time for this. I'm gonna say the name. It's Turdol. It's a Turdol. Oh yeah, Turdol. Turdol is an orange denomination, right? Because I think that you explain a little bit about collect different samples and do the scientific analysis. And this product it's native from the India. And I would like to know a little bit about this, how the challenge that you are facing to collect the samples and have these databases for you show the product is different from the one region for another. And this my question is about, because here in Brazil, we have a lot of native products, agricultural products, you know, but sometimes our researchers are focused in what do we have a more economic difference, you know, or more power. So we are talking about scientific research in soybean and corn and orange, but we have a lot of many our agricultural products. It's native from Brazil, and we are facing the challenge now that we have to find a way to find research to do the scientific analysis to prove, because our so it's so difficult to find this product. It's a region, it's a local region, you know. So I was thinking if you could explain a little bit about this case that maybe can bring us a light, you know, for our challenge here. Can you, I think that I can
Unmute.
no.
Yeah, thanks, Paulo. Can you hear me now? Thanks,
Yeah.
Paulo, for a very important question. What we did for this to dal, since this was a tribal product, this the sample collecting was difficult because it was at somehow in that hill region. Then agriculture universities or scientific institutes are far from that place. So what we did, we collected, we kept it, and with a certain very precise parameter. For an example, we decided how much protein content are there with this product, and then we calculated those. We identified that. We saw the keeping quality and that local information. We had this questionnaire for them. It was in local language, so that local language, their information, we converted that into the text, and that text to the research, and based on that scientific support, and on that basis we have made an application, and it became a successful.
I think that you have one more challenge at least here. It's not something for us. That is the language, right? Because
Now it's better.
and yeah, at least here in Brazil, everybody is speaking Portuguese. Some regions sometimes different sounds, but it's okay. So thank you, Ganesh, for the explanation. And
I have a suggestion.
Yeah, please.
We could have a good kind of a collaboration. India, Brazil is already together at WTO, but then we can also come together for the GI.
I agree, and for me, I accepted this.
Where we sign.
Yeah,
I am signing for a good reason.
Yeah, but I think that we
And
we have to-
why only big countries like European Union and America to get the benefited? Why not the traditionally, historically rich countries should be away from the benefit of their test of their country?
It's true. It's a really, really good point, but I don't have the answer. But yeah, I think that for us, all the things that you show us, it's I think that the first thing is the motivation, because sometimes we are so tired, there's so many challenges that we are facing that sometimes we can see the success case that you are talking about, the structure, and also the other side, that you also have challenges that you are facing there. So for us, India and Brazil, I think that we have a lot of things in common, and I think that if we start to work together and maybe share more experience like this, for sure that we are gonna find new ways and bring the innovation for this work area. I don't know if anyone has more questions. I think that a lot of us wanted to spend more time with you, but I think that I feel that we are gonna have another change, right? We can talk later about this and do the second round. Then for my part, and here in Brazil, we would like to say again, thank you so much for the time that you spent, for all the history and the case that you brought for us, talk a little bit. I think that it's short time, but I think that the difference that you made for us today, it's a huge. So thank you so much for everything. I don't know if Breno wanted to say something.
I want to thank you again, Alagu and Ganesh. Thank you so much. It's a precious time to us. As Paula said, we have a lot of similarities in the structure. Even when we saw about the political structure, as example, your EAS system is very similar to a system here in Brazil. We have to talk more. we really need to get in touch with you, and thank you so much for your time here with us.
We are also very, very, very thankful to you for such a good initiative, and most important, very, 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 very thank you for giving an opportunity to take Indian GI to Brazil without spending any single rupees.
Yeah. Yeah, we must be thankful to you also.
Yeah. So, and then whatever, I will immediately share the presentation to you people. You can make a circle, you can publish your article, share it with us, whatever it may be, motivated to your local people. Anything success stories at your end, you can share it with us. We will publish it at our level. So likewise, an exchange of the success in the interest of humanity can be created.
Yeah, we are together in the same way. Okay, thank you so much again, and thank you for all the people that are with us until now. I think that was really, really nice to have you here, and waiting for the presentation that we are gonna share with you, and then also waiting for the second round that that is not gonna spend so much time to happen. Okay, guys, thank you so much.
I would say, let us have the third round in person, either in India or in Brazil.
Wow, I'm shaking hands. I forgot to say something that you say that I would like to say thank you for one person, especially that's Eder, that he's not with us, but he's a really great motivation to put all of us together.
He found us and he connected, made this thing possible, basically.
Okay.
Convey my regards to him also.
Yeah,
I'm
mine
unable
also.
to see him. Yeah,
Mine also.
Okay.
he's there.
Okay, guys. You wanna? I think that if you wanna, we can ask for everybody try to open the camera.
That's
Maybe
memory. Take a
picture what
yeah,
you think
memory.
about.
A good memory.
Yeah.
A good initiative in the interest of community, in the interest of humanity.
The global level just waiting for us.
Yes, joining hands together.
Ah, Karina is here.
Oh yeah.
Georgie.
I
I'm not sure.
have request to you all. Say GI.
Gia.
GI. Say GI.
Okay.
GI, come on.
Guys,
Say GI.
thank you, guys. Thank you,
Thank you
and
very
have
much.
a good day. Good night for you guys in India.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.